These guys can make that decision.
Okay.
Before you come to the TIF committee.
But the TIF committee's got the final say.
Go back and do a little history on the TIF committee, because I'm sure you got this all in stuff in a row here. The TIF comes to the city of Wall Lake. It doesn't come to the TIF committee.
Right.
I should say it's the Wall Lake Commercial Industrial Corporation. So it's a separate entity. All right. Now that entity was formed. Well, it was actually a committee before it became the entity to take the money that the city didn't spend on TIF. Okay, so if the city had money left over, it would go into that corporation. So the city council still has an authority to spend the TIF dollars in accordance with the code. And then if they opt not to spend it, then it goes into the corporation. Now the reason it's been going into the corporation is because we've been making the checks out to cookies and cook siding and doing some of those things. But you know, you have to be careful because the city council is somewhat political. So, you may or may not want to spend things that you feel deemed very important to spend it on. You may not be able to.
So, if we wanted to try to offer a financial incentive to these people to help buy that building, would you advise us to come to the TIF committee or to the city council with that request? City
we would go to the council and
council,
request TIF money.
Council people, right? Or you as a TIF person?
Honestly, you could come to both.
Double dip, huh?
The what?
Double dip?
Well, double dip in a sense.
After double dip, you get one. Hope you get one.
Hope you get one, yeah.
No, I think you need to be advised that if you come to the city council, it will be out in the open and on the camera, and if you go to the TIF, it will be
in a
meeting that's not
talk
public.
about this out in the open a little bit, though. The corporation is set up to do what we do, and it can be confidential. But when we spend the money, it's definitely public funds. It's not confidential. It's just confidential up to the point we write the check.
Yeah. You can talk to them ahead of time.
So,
you can't come talk to them without having a public meeting.
And they were formed
so the idea would be
with their knowledge of the TIF laws too, because you can't just spend it, just give it because they want the carpet. I mean, you just can't do it.
No matter how you got your hands on it, it's still public funds, so you spend it.
Fitzgerald would be a good example. When we met with him the first time, we got in kind of late, I think, in that whole mess. But, you know, when the first time we met with him, I can tell you he was not going to buy that building. I mean, it sounded really odd that he was going to buy the building, but because of the hailstorm, he just couldn't get there. You know, he wanted the hail insurance and cover what his damage on his building. And then, so we, but it was a matter of that we didn't really offer him enough money. So the second time around, we said, well, we'll be a little more lax on that. And I think the first time it was a set number, we gave him a set number. We would do this much. And then it came down, he was short. Make the deal work for him, he wanted a little more money, which wasn't substantial. But to sit and do that at a city council meeting would probably be very uncomfortable.
Would be too public.
Yeah.
But see, that's what I was trying to get at. It was just what you said, was you were too late or too frustrated. Because I can see that happen through this process is you guys are going to get involved too late, or we've already gone down the road and now it's,
right.
You guys are trying to play catch up or making that person retell their story for the third time.
Right.
I'm trying to,
Or fourth or fifth.
Or the wrong people on doing.
I'm trying to figure out, again, to make that process smoother, you know.
Would be to have some TIF members of this industrial corporation on that board.
Exactly. That's what I said earlier, was that it would be nice if we could.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Well, John, you're on the economic boards. You must know a lot of things that's going on all the time. So you are on there, and but, you know, we still have to go to the city council and then to the TIF, is what they're saying.
Well,
Yeah.
you don't have to go to the city council to get the TIF, but you do have to come and let
For the
us know.
funds. We
You know,
have to.
I mean,
Not necessarily.
it's not, I thought it was a hairdresser that was going to open up a shop.
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, until, I don't know.
Yeah.
Canine or.
Well, until that, I talked to you, I think, and I told you it was a dog.
Yeah. And I can't even tell you the day if it's still on the table. I don't know.
Yes, it is. And I talked to her Sunday, and it's very much on the table. So we need to do something pretty quick. I mean,
Well, I think that we need to tell you what we might or might not do. And if we say no, you still have us five representing the city and the city council. I mean,
and the city council could say yes and still overrule the TIF.
sure, absolutely.
All right, that's kind of where we need to know that. I mean, so we need to come.
But when you come to us as the city council, it's pretty public.
We need to have the amount then. Yeah, or whatever.
And I guess, from my perspective, the city council said we're gonna do this, and the TIF says we're not, then they can say, TIF, you're gonna write the check, regardless of whether you want to do it or not.
But so we meet, now, do we meet with the TIF first or the city council first?
I would meet with
I would
the
meet
TIF
with the
first.
TIF first.
I would definitely come to the TIF first, what's going on, see if we can do something.
When can we get a meeting with them?
To be quite honest with you, that TIF committee knows more about the laws and regulations on the TIF. What they can spend, what they cannot spend it for, than the city council does.
Yeah.
And that's
If we
why
don't,
they
we
were,
just
that's
call
why they were
Oliver
given,
Cooney.
that's why they're given the opportunity to mess with those funds
And
anyway.
that doesn't have to be a public meeting because you're, one city
Yes,
council.
the bottom line.
So we need to get one of those going done.
Well, then I think as long as you're gonna come to us on that, you should also come to us about possibly expanding the group or replacing somebody with one of your members. That would represent, somebody
Yeah.
You got another TIF person on this committee. On the
Or, yeah.
Guys on the TIF, you know, and work
I'm thinking get one of the committee members, yeah.
Because he said Jeff really isn't done it.
Or with the few people that we have, or merge them together and have one.
Yeah. Just put different hands on it.
I mean, everybody knows how tough it is in small communities to get people on committees. Why have two committees of 5 and you get half of them to come,
I'm not going to that either.
Yeah, you could just call them the Storm Lake Industrial Corporation, or the Lake Industrial Corporation,
And we meet with them.
and have an economic development type,
Yeah,
or have that part of your
the
function.
process might go smoother.
We need to meet with it.
We need to meet with the TIF committee and
Very,
hammer some things out.
pretty fast. Because this is gonna be done
We cut your off bill, but
by the 20th of October. They wanna know, I know that. They wanna know by the 20th of October, and it's not very far away. You can't have 2 weeks of meetings and figure out what.
Well, you got a ways to go too, because you've got the building owner involved here too. You gotta find some time for that, so.
Are you the head of the TIF, John, or?
I think presently you can say that. We've had some, issues going on in the TIF committee. People not showing up and trying to get together, but we actually haven't had what's going on.
And can you give us a call and we can get together? I probably can get, on a short notice sometime along the line we can get in. I mean,
Get to work.
Well,
I'll tell you what.
Dave King is hard to get in the summertime because he's out, all over the place, and I guess I'm the same way in the summertime.
It doesn't have to be at noon, it can be 8 o'clock at night, or, because it'd be a short meeting if we have with them, probably one. I mean, we don't have a lot to,
Proposals.
yeah, for that and get done with it, so we know what we're gonna talk about.
I think Don and I talk the most, only because it's in the evening, and Darren works in the evening, and Dave's hardly ever around. I've stopped calling Jeff, or Jeff's left out and told anyway, but.
So those are the 4 on the committee.
5.
5.
Jeff, Dave, Don, Darren, or Dan and myself.
Has she got us anything as far as proposal yet, though? Well, I mean, business plan or
Not
anything?
yet, no. She told me that they were really interested, so we need to run with it rather than walk, you know. But it sounds
She was working on a business plan.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, she's expecting the world, and she's expecting.
Or how much business she thinks she might do?
They want to do a lot of rewiring and stuff like that. Some of that we could probably.
And then have to get up to phone.
So I don't know.
Won't you take your dog in there, have a stone and split quickly?
So can you get back to me when we can meet, John, maybe?
Mine doesn't need to be trained.
She could do that.
Do you think for your committee, evenings are better, or try to do them in?
What do you think, Chuck? Evening work?
Or how about
Does it make any difference?
Noon hours are better for me because I've got several evening meetings.
Kind of way.
It'll work for me too, noon will work. So certain days won't, and that'd be fine tomorrow, I'll be fine, yeah. Tomorrow, I'm not gonna be in the field tomorrow.
I won't be around tomorrow.
But I'll start.
to be here tomorrow?
I will not be, or Wednesday.
All right, well, we don't, our TIF group doesn't have anything to do with residential, so
Is there a different TIF committee for that, or
there is, right here.
the city?
City council.
Okay.
Would you say those controls are a little tighter, though? I mean, what you can spend it on compared to the commercial TIF?
I think they're a little more specific.
That's what I mean, yeah.
You have to have a plan.
Yeah. You know, you talk to the attorneys about commercial TIFs, and that's, the reason the legislature is
Pretty easy.
the reason the legislatures, did I get that right?
Lawmakers.
Want to do away with it is because they are too loose. You know, what is economic development and what is urban renewal, you know, it can be way too broad.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Speak to the go, John?